it's me, Danny. If you don't already know me, I'm a cruise ship dancer. Welcome back to the vlog.
1, 2, 3, let's go!
Hello, welcome back. It's me, Danny Lee. Welcome back to the vlog. If you don't already know me, I am a dancer on a cruise ship, and today is a port day. We're in Juneau, Alaska. You can actually hear our engines running right now because we are porting at this moment. I'm so excited to take you guys along with me for a exciting tour. I'm going on a fly-in glacial hike and pack raft tour. I'm so excited, so I decided to make a vlog that way I could document these memories and take you guys along with me. Let's go! For this excursion, I laced up my hiking boots and wore some warm, comfortable clothing, including my puffer vest, based on the temperatures outside. But the tour company actually ended up providing gear for us, so I didn't solely rely on my own gear. Alrighty, pack my bag with me. I've got a little handkerchief, this extra layer in case it gets cold, some bug spray, got a facial mist, little Tide Pod, one throat lozenge if needed, tissues, pack of gum. I've got a head scarf, sunglasses, just some classic regular old mints, Burt's Bees, and a lip gloss, and then I've got a flashlight, a little bit of trail mix here, granola bar, a pair of gloves, and a whistle. So first I'm going to help check in some guests to their tours because there's a bunch of tours going on today, and then I'm going to lead out the group off onto land from the ship to the shore. For our tour excursions on board, we have stickers to separate each group based on their tour. I help check people in whenever I volunteer for a tour, and then my great friends here at Shore Excursions love to have me lead out the first group because I'm so tall I can hold the lollipop high in the air to help guests locate their tour once outside the ship. Once we had the tour group all together, we signed some waivers, jumped in a van, and drove a short distance to a warehouse nearby where the company had all of our gear laid out and marked with our names for us to put on. This was all Helly Hansen gear. It was rain gear, waterproof, including some galoshes, and they also gave us some snacks and a waterproof bag and water bottle as well. There's this adorable puppy there, and then the owner told us a little bit about how our day was going to go, showed us what a pack raft was.
And then Norris Glacier will just be on that looker's left-hand side. Y'all will land, you'll meet your guide, and then y'all will go on like it's just about a 5-minute walk over to the pack raft. This is a pack raft right here, and then from there you'll have about a 20-minute paddle to get over to where you guys are going to get onto the ice, so you just paddle right onto the glacier itself.
And then we jumped in the van to head to the airport.
Alright guys, just a couple things to go over before we get on our way here.
We actually got to fly right over the glacier and we're exceptionally close, which gave us some really incredible views. Our incredible pilot Hunter landed us nice and smoothly on the water. We met our guide Wade here, who took us across to the pack rafts. As we were walking across the sand, this is all glacier silt. He was telling us that this is also the reason why the water is a green, brownish, murky color, because all of this glacier silt is actually suspended in the water. These beautiful wildflowers are just popping up and starting to bloom. Our guide Wade was actually telling us that they actually live on this land here on site, and they rotate about every week while they're doing these tours for the season. The land that we're walking on used to be covered by the glacier, and then for about 10 years there was no growth. It just sat after the glacier receded, and then now there's about 10-year-old trees on there. So it's been about 20 years since it was covered by the glacier, and then it's receded now to start showing some plant life and sprouts and actual dirt, which was underneath all of that ice years ago. Then we got in our pack rafts and paddled over to the glacier. There was a few ice chunks floating in the water. Those of us brave enough tried them. I hear it's a bit like the Fountain of Youth, so we'll see the effects of eating glacial ice in a few years to come, I suppose. The crunch on the glacier is so satisfying. We walked around and learned about all the different things, parts, history of the glacier. Heidi ho. He let us check out these really deep crevasses and pointed out all the interesting, fun, natural facts and formations of the glacier. He also showed us, I got a nice little ice pick here. He also showed us that even though it looks like we're walking on dirt, this entire thing is made of pure ice, and underneath these layers of silt, you'll see that it is just pure, thick ice. Honestly, it was a beautiful day. We had great weather, excellent company. This was an awesome group to go with. Everyone really had an awesome time. Our guide was super knowledgeable, and overall, this whole experience was very unique. I would highly recommend it to anyone looking for an Alaskan adventure. This is definitely top of the list, and pack rafting is one of my new favorite hobbies at this point.
I think the best one might be like right over there. Yeah, stand over there. You can see way down. Yes, those are called moulins. Some of you already know, but basically pits through the ice, water. Oh, okay, a moulin as well.
So once we paddled up to the glacier, we got to walk around it. We put these things on our shoes called crampons, which are little spikes to prevent us from slipping on the ice, because again, this is all ice. Even though some of it may look like it is land, it's just all ice covered in dirt. It's crazy how many different colors are on the ice. Like there's some deep blues, and then this nice white crystal clear part on top. So it has really like a lot of diversity. Even though it's just a giant glacier, it was really cool to learn about the history and the nature and the creation of this type of natural element. Holy shnikes! That is deep. Try it.
Wow.
So even though these look like giant piles of sand. If you stick a pole in there or dig 6 to 8 inches down, it's actually just a huge thing of ice covered in silt.
Obviously, we have like a whitewater river right here, but if you look upstream, there is no river, and so it's a subglacial river that is popped up onto the surface of the glacier, and now you have this fast-paced high rapid. Well, I mean, like not high rapid, but it's moving waves, which are all on top of ice. So all the rapids are made out of like that big boulder-looking thing, and I think it's all on top of different levels.
Whoa. This is a subglacial river. They usually run under the ice, but this one's actually on the surface of it. And this, our tour guide said his boss has been to 38 or 40 glaciers in. This is the first one he's ever seen like this. Obviously each one is really unique, but it's pretty cool to see the fast moving water. That's ice right there.
That was not easy. It looks like it should be. Yeah.
Once we finished our hike around Norris Glacier, we jumped back in the pack rafts and paddled on back to land, where we unloaded and put our stuff back into the plane so that we could head back to the warehouse to wrap up the tour. On our way back, we actually flew over an adjacent glacier and got some really incredible views of this beautiful lake, the forests, and just some stunning parts of Alaska, including the cruise ship in downtown Juneau as well. I got lucky with a spot in the front seat of the cockpit right next to the pilot for our journey back. It was really beautiful. Like I said, this group of people were totally incredible. I was so happy to be able to meet them and get to experience this adventure with them. Once I was back on land, we disembarked, jumped in the van, and headed back to the warehouse where we changed out of the gear that they loaned us, grabbed our stuff that we left at the warehouse during the tour, and I headed back to town to grab some dinner. Once I was there, I actually ran into some friends, and we got a little snack before we headed back on board to make sure we were back on the ship by our all aboard time. Alrighty, so the van just dropped us off. Wow, I have a helmet line right next to the ship. I'm gonna grab some dinner before getting back on, and then that is a port day. This place has the best cookies. It's a fudge company, but actually best cookies in all of Alaska, I must say. I ran into this cutie patootie and we got ourselves some cookies. Yay! And now we're headed back to the ship, back to our floating home. Floating tin can. It's a little bit wet outside, so I think that's a good time to head on back. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for joining me for today's vlog. Hope you guys enjoyed a day in the life on port day with our seaplane adventure. Follow along for more, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.